Good evening, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us. Her story captivated the nation. 14-year-old Elizabeth Smart was abducted at knife point from her own bedroom by Brian David Mitchell, forced to endure 9 months of torture, starvation, and repeated sexual abuse by Mitchell and his wife, Wanda Barzee. Elizabeth was rescued in March of 2003, just 5 miles from her Utah home. Fast forward to today, as the now 26-year-old wife shares her story across the country, including right here in Las Vegas. It's our top story tonight at 7. News 3's Vicki Gonzalez joins us live at the Rio, where Smart is speaking out at the Rape Crisis Center's 40th anniversary dinner. And Vicki, what an opportunity. You had a chance to sit down with this inspirational young woman.
Jessica, she is just remarkable. I am a lucky girl. And you know, Elizabeth really gives it up to big hearts like the individuals at the Rape Crisis Center for inspiring her voice. The Rape Crisis Center actually responds to 600 victims at local hospitals across southern Nevada. Now, in a one-on-one interview with Elizabeth, she shares with us how she was able to transform this terrifying ordeal into inspiration and, most importantly, education to prevent child sex abuse from ever happening again.
I want to educate people. I want people to realize that this is a huge problem, that it's not something that just happens on the wrong side of the tracks. I mean, it can happen to anyone, anywhere.
After you had been abducted, you heard your uncle's voice and you couldn't say anything. Can you touch upon that?
It was heartbreaking. I mean, to feel so close and yet so far away and wanting so much to scream out, and then eventually hearing the voices fade away and no longer helicopters hovering overhead and no more airplanes flying over. I mean, it was really hard.
Have you forgave the two people that did those horrific things to you?
There are many levels of forgiveness, in my opinion. So yes, I have forgiven them. It's enough for me to know that they can no longer hurt me and they cannot hurt anybody else.
For a child that finds himself in a similar situation as you were abducted from your home at knife point. They threaten not only your safety, but your family's. What should a child do in those moments?
Well, what most people don't realize is that over 80% of children that fight back actually get away. I know I was taught always to be polite, and I think being polite is wonderful, but they need to know that there are times when it is appropriate to fight back. I would have them know that they never deserved any of this, and it's not their fault, and that they can, I mean, they don't have to feel like this is going to be the defining moment of their life. I mean, they can still go on and have the life that they want.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And Monday is Elizabeth's 27th birthday. I asked what her plans were, and she says she's taking a break from traveling all over the country, gonna hide her phone, spend much deserved time with her husband, her 2 dogs, and her family. Just a really remarkable person, as I mentioned, doing a great deal of good. Live at the Rio, Vicki Gonzalez, News 3. Jessica, back to you in the studio.
Wow, her poise, her spirit are just unbelievably encouraging and inspiring for all of us. Vicki, great interview. Thank you so much for bringing that to us tonight.